So, ladies and gentlemen, the person I have the honor and privilege of introducing to you tonight, he's a family man, he's a military veteran, and he's been a successful entrepreneur for over 25 years. He's earned millions of dollars in three different industries, and he's come out of retirement because this will be the fourth industry that he's going to earn multiple millions of dollars in. But not only has he done well for himself, he's always done what's best for his people and helped them to earn millions of dollars and help them to be successful as well. He actually has a goal to help 10,000 families generate $5,000 per month in residual recurring income over the next 2 to 5 years. But what I love most about him is he's the definition of integrity and character, and he's one of the only people that's ever been and done every single thing that he ever committed to me that he would be or do. So please, ladies and gentlemen, help me welcome to the line someone I'm honored to call my coach, my mentor, and my friend, the VP of Leadership Development, Mr. Sam Bean.
What's going on, Carly? How you doing?
I'm doing amazing, sir. How about yourself?
Fantastic, fantastic. I appreciate you bringing your energy tonight. I appreciate you hosting. Thank you very much for stepping in and bridging the gap. And guys, that's Carly Gwen out of Orlando, Florida, bringing the heat. She don't get a chance to hear me say that normally because she's from St. Louis. But guys, I hope I can bring the heat with you guys today as well. And I'm excited to have this conversation with you guys. And as you can see right there on the screen. The name of the company we're going to talk about today is Build. Okay. And I like this company for a lot of different reasons. And I liked it so much that I came out of retirement. I retired 3 years ago and was done. And, I just wanted to do my own thing. And guys, I can just tell you right now, what I saw blew me away. And I'm just telling you, for me, I'm a person who, since I got out of the military in 96, I've been a businessman. And my wife and I, we've had a measurable level of success in several different industries. As a matter of fact, we've made millions of dollars in three different industries, real estate being one, coffee and coffee distributions internationally being another, and then in investments. And, when I saw this company, I saw a way initially that I can make another seven-figure situation for myself, but more importantly, for a lot of other people. And, the thing I like about this thing is that it's not network marketing. One, a person who has a full-time job can do this part-time, very, very part-time, and make a six-figure annual income, guys, to get this without recruiting. Okay. And so when you look at this, opportunity tonight, just know that this is one of the most explosive gigs in the gig economy that you'll ever see. This is what I kind of liken to a business model. This is where people come to shop for opportunities, people to come to shop for careers, and you get a chance to pick and choose what you want, not what somebody's going to force down your throat. Okay. And so tonight we're going to talk about Build, BYLD, build your lifestyle, build your dreams, your life's dreams rather. So build your mindset, build your business, build your network. Let's get to building. All right. So when you look at, again, the actual platform itself, it's a high ticket sales brokerage. And I'm not talking about the high ticket sales that people get you with the cookie cutter things like credit and, this and that. And they charge you a couple $100 and then they hit you with come take a trip with me and hit you over the head for a 5, 10, or $20,000 ticket price. That's, for people who are just trying to come up. This is a high ticket sales industry where people who are already multimillionaires and billionaires are participating in it already. Okay. And so when you look at an umbrella, kind of like GE Capital back in the day, this company really has several different industries. As you can see, four high ticket verticals that a person can make a seven-figure income on if they chose to. You don't need all four of them. You can focus on just one and do very, very well for yourself, like I said, part-time and make a six-figure income without recruiting. So let's talk about it, right? So when you look at business, the business aspect for me has always been a must do. Because when you look at, having a job, you're building somebody else's dream. One, you're creating somebody else's security, which is another thing. And right now, that's one thing that people lack around the United States of America right now. They lack certainty, right? They lack security. A person doesn't know if their job is going to be here tomorrow, and they have no plan B for the most part. And so Just like it says, nobody's coming to save you. It's your job. You're the president. People are voting right now. You're the president of your own household. You are the one who is in control of your own economy, right? And so it's not just something that you should do, guys. It's something that you must do. Okay. So when you look at the things that people are going through out there right now, people who are employees are going through debt crisis, layoffs, inflations, high interest rates, and all those things that you see here in front of us. But what you should know is that people who are extremely proficient at being an entrepreneur, they're not going through these things. As a matter of fact, a lot of people who are entrepreneurs are capitalizing in the wake of these things. Okay. So when you look at the gigs, I talked about the gig economy. There are a lot of things that are out there and they're popping up every day. And these gigs are helping you uh, basically, float the note. These gigs are helping you put a Band-Aid on the situation. These gigs are buying you time, right? And so when you went to school and you graduated high school and some of you went to college, I can guarantee you, you did not go to college to drive Uber, right? You did not go to college to do DoorDash. And that's not putting down anybody that does any of those things, guys. You do what you must to take care of your family, right? But what I say that to say this, the companies who come up with these ideas, these companies are billion-dollar, multi-billion-dollar corporations, right? And the more people they empower, the more money they make, right? And so that's the thing, guys. You have to find a way to not just find a solid gig for you, but you can find a solid gig for others, be the founder of the feast, and be the Airbnb of the world, be the Uber of the world, be the Shopify and Etsy's of the world, the Amazons of the world, right? And so that's what we're going to talk about today, how you can take this gig and turn your life all the way around financially, right? So when you look at opportunities, most people are not trained to evaluate companies and opportunities, right? Most people are out there joining things based off of referrals, joining things based off of hype, and joining things based off of their situation. A lot of people are desperate and they're making bad decisions based on what they're going through right now. Okay. And so when you're looking at companies and you're grading these companies, and you want to make sure that they have at least three things. And these three things on, you want to make sure you're checking the box that it's in industries with a big target market and low market penetration. You want to make sure that the industry also is an industry of essential goods and services, gas, electric, water, and there are some other ones, like addictions and habits, right? Then you have industries that will thrive in good and bad economies, period. It doesn't matter what's happening in the economy. You should be able, to do very, very well if you are a savvy business owner. Like I said, I made millions of dollars in coffee. That was one of my ventures globally in 31 countries. And when we went through COVID, guys, everybody was locked in their homes around the world and couldn't go anywhere. And guess what they did? They leaned heavily on their habits, right? And so they were very worried, very, very stressed, couldn't go anywhere. And so guess what people did? They drank more coffee. Guys, my revenue went up $200,000 a month in sales. See, that's doing a down economy. That's doing a pandemic, right? And so we have things like that, but they're not based on habits. They're based on necessities, right? And so when you look at the things that we offer right now at this moment, and we will offer more, like I said, this is a booming business model, if you will. We offer residential and commercial solar. Okay, Encore Solar is our residential solar company. Freedom Forever is our installer, and we have two commercial companies that do all 50 states. Okay, and when you look at that's important because when you look at a person who, let's say, someone has a full-time job, 40 hours a week, 50 hours a week, and it's not making the ends meet, right? It's not cutting it, and they're a little short. They need a little bit more money. So what does a person do? They either go and jump into the gig economy or they go get a part-time job. As a person who's working a part-time job, 25 to 30 hours a week, right? That individual is making about $2,500 to $3,000 a month, right? And so when you are doing business with us, Encore Solar guys, a commission is anywhere from $6,000 to $10,000 easy, right? And so you're replacing a 25, 30 hour a week part-time job for one commission per month, right? And getting the job done. And now that 30 hours a week you're spending on that second job, you can get that back to your husband, your wife, your kids, or your hobbies, right? Then you have Rain H2O. So when you look at Rain H2O, guys, that's our alkaline water company. And man, when you look at the filtration industry, guys, in 2022, $7.85 billion was generated on filtration, water filtration. Last year, guys, 8.75, if I'm not mistaken, billion was generated on water filtration, right? And so when you look at where we're at right now and who we partner with, guys, we partner with the alkaline company that brought alkaline water to North America. Okay, we partner with the best. And when you look at the companies that are out there that deem themselves our competition, one, they have inferior machines and products. Two, they're paying their people anywhere from $100 to $300 per sale. That is what we're doing right now is ridiculous. We're paying our people $1,000 to $2,100 per sale, and guess what? Our machines are half the price. Again, we're here to make money for everybody. We understand that if again, make enough money where the the salesperson is happy and the manufacturer makes a profit and the end user gets a really good deal, guys, you'll stay in business forever. Ask Amazon, right? So when you look at security, home security and commercial security, guys, ADT and Brinks, they've been around forever. And guess what? ADT and Brinks, every time you add a security system to someone's home, it's $500 to $700 a deal. Same week payout, right? And you have people who are doing 2 and 3 deals a week right now for some really good part-time income. But guess what? We actually have a company that we partner with. We own the patent to the actual product. It's a military grade security system, and it's portable. Guys, imagine a person opening a door to a home with no wires and no gadgets that triggers it. It's just the pressure of the home, right? Alerting the system that someone opened a door or someone opened a window, and now the alarm goes off. Now, imagine that the burglar can't find the alarm and they can't turn it off because it's in a remote location, right? You know where it's at, they don't. And so, guys, they're going to get out of there, right? And so, imagine that you have a daughter that's in college and she leaves for college. She has it in her dormitory room. Her dormitory door opens up and it goes off. Guess what? Burglar runs away. She has a part-time job where she works night shift or graveyard shift because she's paying for college as well. That is, she can put it in her office, and if somebody opens up that door, that alarm is going to go off. So again, that's coming first quarter, January 2025. And not only will you be able to get an upfront commission on that Ripple system, guys, you're going to be able to get residual reoccurring income on the monitoring, something that these other companies don't do. Okay. And so then you have what we call our Smart Money Club. And this is a vertical where you're going to make money by becoming money. We're talking about residual income, residual reoccurring income, guys. And we all can use that. Imagine if people, who are going through some things right now, they lost their job or whatever it is, a business closed down, but they had a residual income source coming into their home. You think they'd be stressed out? No, guys, they wouldn't be. And I can tell you that in all honesty and all sincerity, because I've been through those things before. And when things happen, I was launching a company where I was making 65 grand a month, and it was a travel company. And when COVID hit, guess what? People didn't travel. Guys, I went from making $65,000 a month to $3,000 a month in that company. But guess what? My coffee company went from $45,000 to $65,000 a month during COVID, right? And so even though one company went down, my residual income from another went up. So everybody needs residual income, guys. Okay. So our flagship product and service is solar, guys. We're not a solar company, but this is what we lead with, and we lead with for good reason. Right? When you look at the numbers, they're staggering. I mean, when you look at the fact that the solar industry is so huge and it's virtually untapped, guys, timing is everything, and this is the perfect timing. Out of the 130 homes out there in the U.S., guys, 90 million of them qualify for solar, right? Approximately 5 million of them have already gone solar, right? 85 million homes are eligible right now for solar and currently without solar as we speak. And guys, I'm gonna just tell you, the U.S. is pushing for solar. Okay, and when you look at the things that are happening around the world, people who control most of the oil and gas that we actually import here in the U.S., a lot of those guys are ganging up on us, and they're going to stop at some point. right? And so U.S. is preparing for it. They're going all solar at some point in time. California is already there when it comes to setting the standard. And since 2020, guys, you cannot build a home in California since 2020 without having solar on the roof, right? In 2035, guys, you will not be able to buy a vehicle that functions on gasoline. As a matter of fact, at some point in time in California, they're forcing all the manufacturers with gas operated equipment to convert. My cousin owns a food truck down there. Right now, he's getting his food truck converted because he's not going to buy a new one until they start rolling those out years from now. But again, you can have a riding lawnmower, and if it's functioning on gas, at some point in time, you're going to get you another one or you're going to have to convert it. So it's not if it happens, it's when. And it's not if the other states in the United States of America follow suit, guys. It's when. Okay. It's going to happen. And you want to make sure that you are doing it while the country is giving you all kind of benefits and incentives to actually do so as a consumer. As a matter of fact, here are some of them right now. I'll touch base on. Saving 50%, up to 50% on energy costs. As a matter of fact, average of 30 to 40% savings when we do the deal. 0% down with various financing options, right? As low as 2.9, 3.9%, I think 3.9% financing. Blackout protection using specific batteries. And I'm gonna just say right now, I live in Houston, Texas, and we get hit with storms on a regular basis. People in Florida right now, in Georgia, North Carolina, these people are still trying to get their lives together, and they need those batteries, right? And so when your lights go out based on the fact that the electric company is now down for a while, power lines are down, the grid is messing up. Guess what? Your home has a backup battery on it. You're not going to lose electricity, right? And so that's why you should actually have a backup battery if you have solar. Okay. So when you look at the tax credits, everybody doesn't qualify for them, but we'll let you know if you do receive a 30% tax credit. And guess what, guys? Um, if you do qualify for it, you can take it and use it. You can take it, use it. If you don't, if you don't have the ability to use it at that point, because you've already paid up your taxes, you get a couple of years to use it. But you can actually just put it into the deal, let the bank use it. They have a need for it, and it just drops your bill down even lower. Okay, immediate increase in home value. So think about buying a home or owning a home, and as soon as you put your own electric company on your roof, the value of your home goes up anywhere between 4 to 10% per Zillow. Okay. But clean energy is just a whole entirely different situation, guys. You have blackouts. A person like myself, I have, my home generated power hooked up through the power post, and we can smell the fumes in the house when the lights go out. And so I mean, yeah, when the energy goes down. So it's just a better environment for me, my wife, my two kids, and my dog, right? And so, and then the noise pollution as well, because those generators are loud. But look at these numbers, guys. In 2022, someone went solar every 44 seconds. Guys, in 2023, someone went solar every 39 seconds. Well, I'm just saying right now, guys, you want to make sure that you're going solar. And I'm going to tell you why in just a moment. It's very, very important that you understand this, because the solar company don't want you to know these things, right? But while you're going solar, it matters a lot who you go solar with, right? When you look at, our installer, the first thing I did was look at the installation company when I looked at Build International. And so I looked at the fact that anybody who has a complaint about solar, 90% of those complaints come from the installer, and 9 times out of 10, it's a third-party installer. We have an in-house installer that's been around since 2011, has done over almost 160,000 installs, well over 150. They do 250 plus installs a day. And guess what, guys? We are in less than 12 months, we are in their top 10 doing more than 50 installs a day, as a company. And so we love the company. All of our customers love the company and the work that they do. But more importantly, our customers love the savings that they get from Freedom Forever, because Freedom Forever's buying power is so big, so immense, based on the fact that they've done over 160,000 installs. They use so much material that they get a extremely low bottom line when it comes to their purchasing power and price point. right? So they pass those savings off to the end user, the customer, the homeowner, right? And then they also pass some of that over to the solar pros, right? And so the company is legit. I love the company. I'm excited about it, and the needle is pointing up for us. But Freedom, like I said, they guarantee power, guys. While other people are just guaranteeing 25 years on the material, these people are guaranteeing 25 years on the production, on the power, making sure that if you ever lose any money based on work needing to be done on the solar panels, guys, if it's covered, guess what? They give you that money back and fix the problem. Okay, so that's huge. Now, another thing you want to know is that again, right now, Freedom Forever is in 36 states. We just added Michigan. When you see Michigan right there coming soon, guess what? You can move that over to the actively installing. Okay, 36 states. And so it's still growing. More states are coming. But that should show you, how big we are and how much territory we cover. We even have people who are solar pros who own their own companies. They're in one state, two state, three state, four, right? And they actually continue to own their own company, but they come on board with us in an enterprise capacity because they want to expand their territory without having to spend the money. They don't have the capital to be or the manpower to be in 35 states. We have the ability to put them in those states. Okay. Again, in both of our commercial operations, guys, we're in 50 states around the US. Okay. Now, let me go back here because when you look at the solar deal, guys, matter of fact, let me go here for a second. Let me show you here. Well, it says, what do you see here, right? I see a lot of empty roofs, but this is one thing I want you to understand. Everybody under those roofs, even though they don't have solar panels on the roofs, they're paying for solar panels, right? So solar panels are not a want to or a need or I'd like to. Solar panels, guys, are when it's a win when you put them on your roof or when the utility company charges you for them. Because guess what? They're actually using your money to buy the solar panels for their solar farms, right? Think about this for a second. Remember cryptocurrency, guys? When cryptocurrency first started coming out, the banks start talking really, really bad about the cryptocurrencies, and the countries start talking really, really bad about the cryptocurrencies. And what was going on behind the scenes was this: they were all building up their own cryptocurrency platforms, their own blockchains. They were getting their own coins, guys. And now it's about to become the currency of the world. And this is not a cryptocurrency experience. I just want you to understand that this is what's happening right now. Okay. All the utility companies that are out there and all the countries that deal in oil and gas, they're talking down and they've been talking down on solar for years. And why? Because solar poses a threat. Solar's been taking money out of their pockets. And I'm just telling you guys, know this: energy companies, utility companies right now have solar farms. Like if you're in California, when you go up the highway and you see, those solar farms in Bakersfield, those solar farms in Las Vegas, guys, those solar farms are owned by the energy companies and the utility companies. You're paying the importation tax on those panels. Okay? They're just not on your roof, right? So when a person says, "I'm thinking about going panel," you don't have to think about it. You already are, paying for solar. You just don't have the panels on your roof. Okay. So that's what I see, when I look at this picture. I see people who are paying for solar, right? That don't have the panels, but I also see an opportunity for you for introducing them to this opportunity. Okay. So let's talk about some people who actually saw this and say, you know what, I want to go ahead and participate. I want to get panels on my roof. A Century 21 agent talked to someone about solar, and guess what? They put the panels on the roof. The customer was paying $287 a month before solar, paying $148 now. Now that 1621 agent got $3,200 of that commission, and the person who actually closed the deal for him, he got $3,200 as well. So $6,400 total commission. Now, had the Century 28 one inch agent been a broker or mentor, and he brought the deal to the table, he would have got the whole entire commission himself. Okay, so same thing here. EXP agent in Florida introduced solar to someone, and that person who was paying $410 per month, they turned around and went solar with us, $209 a month now at this point. And guess what, guys? The commission was $8,200. Now, that mentor who closed that deal for that EXP agent got $4,100. The mentee got $4,100 as well. They split the deal. And so that's a very, very, and both, we use these two deals as an examples. And I like to really share a little bit more about you guys. There's a lot of real estate agents who watch this presentation every day. And they watch it because everybody they sell a home to has a roof on it, right? And so past, present, and future, their whole entire business is built around roofs. So if you know some real estate agents, you should be talking to them. Okay. So energy costs over time. And this is real simple, guys. If you see the graph, it's saying anywhere from $150, a month to $1,500 in the future, 30 years from now. Well, let's talk about 10 years ago. Let's talk about what your utility bill used to be. Okay, and what it is today. It's a lot higher. And let's talk about the fact that 10 years from now, it's going to be a lot higher than what it is today. So when you look at rent, guys, it's the same thing for a home. Okay. If you're in a rental home, guys, you've been in a rental home for 5 years, the rent went up. And if you stay in it for another 5, 10, 15, 20 years, guess what? The rent's going to continue to go up. Okay. So when you turn around and buy a home because you're tired of renting, because you want ownership and you want the bill to go away one day, why would you do that for your home and not do that for your energy? Why would you continue to pay for all of the solar panels and solar farms for the energy company and pay for the dirty grid to continue to be repaired forever? And you wouldn't do that for your home. So I want to share something with you guys. The more and more people go solar, um, the more and more burden it bears on the people who don't. As all the people who are going solar, they're not paying the energy company anymore because they're swapping out that bill, okay, that really big bill for a smaller bill. And the more that happens, the higher your bill is going to go up if you don't go solar. Okay. So energy deregulation will be the largest transfer of wealth in history. And when you look at Warren Buffett, the man who said that, that's an investing genius. A lot of people around the world look to this man for insight when it comes to financial, advice. And me personally, I look at this quote, and it means a lot more to me than most because not only did he make the quote, say the quote, but he doubled down on it and put $10 billion in clean energy and solar. Okay. And so that man put his money where his quote was, right? And so that's just one of those things I just respect about certain people. But the compensation plan, the payout, guys, getting paid 7 different ways. We're not going to talk about all seven in depth, but we're going to touch on some very, very key ones. And I always like to touch on the ones where you get a chance to now get paid on your own efforts. You eat what you kill. Okay. And so when we talk about it being a legitimate career opportunity, a part or full-time experience for you guys, you get to choose, right? And when I look at the 90% of virtual sales, when it comes to business, guys, the days of everybody knocking doors are over. This is also why we have a lot of women coming into the company, guys. We have a huge influx of women coming into the solar industry now because they don't have to put themselves at risk. They can do business behind their desk, behind their phone, and feel safe while making a significant income while staying home with their children. Okay. And so that's a really big deal. Okay. So when you become a bill mentor and you close the sales for people who are bringing sales to the table, you get half of that commission, like we talked about a little bit earlier. And if you don't want to sell, guys, you want to just put yourself in a management capacity, you want to build a sales force or you want to build a brokerage, guys, you can do that. But first, it's going over, the personal sales, you yourself doing a deal, you're bringing the deal to the table. Okay. Your only job in this situation, I don't want you to overthink it. I want to make sure you keep it as simple as possible. Your only job is to one, okay, pique a person's interest. Ask them a question like, you ever considered going solar? Or has anybody ever approached you or knocked on your door and asked you to go?
Mr. Bean, you're muted.
How did that happen? All right. Am I unmuted now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. How long was that?
About one sentence.
Okay, good. I don't know. This thing has a mind of its own, or somebody muted me. Okay. But I appreciate that. Thank you. So, like I said, one, two, three, guys, pique a person's interest, give them the benefits from the slides that I talked about earlier. Two, get the bill. Okay, get their utility bill. And three, get it to the mentor. Okay, the mentor is the person who's going to close the deal for you. They're going to go over the things I'm going to talk about on the next slide. But doing so, you're going to get half of the commission just for those three simple things. And in this example, okay, the company's obviously paying us a generous amount of the money. 70% of commission on the personal sale goes to the person who brings it to the table and closes the deal. $10,000 as let's say as an example of a commission. I'm going to use that here, but again, that's not the typical. I just like round numbers. So when that happens, that's $7,000 between you and the person who brings the deal to the table. Now, if you're one and the same, that's $7,000 for you. Okay. So in this example, as a mentor, the person who you're going to pass the bill off and set up an appointment with that mentor, and they're called a mentor because, guys, their job is to not just close the deal for you. Their job is to teach you while they're doing it, right? Okay, and what happens is this: a lot of people like this position because once you make it here, you have the ability to have the people in the company bring you deals unsolicited without you even knowing them, right? And so to become a mentor, it's a lot simpler here in this company than it is in other places. At some point in time, I think it's a little bit too simple, but three training sales with a mentor gives you the ability to learn three different scenarios. You close 5 deals on your own, guys, and guess what? You're getting commission, 100% of commission on all 5 deals, but now you're headed to the next step, which is completing the company certification in-house. And when you pass that, they put your name up in lights and they add your name to a drop-down box, right? And people can now find you. And that's what it takes to become a mentor. Okay. And so we have people in the company right now that do 15,000 a month, $25,000 a month. We have a person that did over $100,000 a month based on deals that were brought to them by people who originated those deals. Okay. And so now you can see why it's so attractive, so appealing, and why people come in wanting to get here right away. Okay. So let's say you're helping someone who wants to be a mentor. They have to do their 3 deals. Let's say now you have 4 of those people who fit that criteria. That's 12 deals in a month. Okay. $3,500. Remember, you get half of the deal. $3,500 times 12 is $42,000. $42,000 times 12 months is a $500,000 a year. Okay. So and that's part-time, very part-time. Okay. So let me see here. There we go. Zig Ziglar is again one of my favorite authors and personal development people. Rest in heaven. You will get all you want in life if you get enough people to get what they want, right? And so, for me, it's just about empowering people, right? It's about you putting people and their families first, so your personal family will never be last. And the team building aspect of that is when we talked about earlier about you wanting to be a sales manager, you wanted to create a sales force or actually open up your own solar brokerage, someone like a real estate brokerage or a mortgage brokerage or insurance company, something like that. This is where you now start to get paid on overrides. Remember, do it on your own efforts. You're bringing deals to the table, or you either mentoring. That's 100% on you, and you can make as much money as you want in that capacity. For those of you who now want to introduce this, the ability to sell solar to other people or sell water to other people, guys, you start to override everything they do. Okay, but as a solar example, let's say you bring me to the business and I start selling solar every time I sell something per the example that I gave you earlier, that was $3,000 that was left in that transaction. Okay. You would get 20% of that $3,000 when I do a deal, if the commission was 10,000 bucks. Okay. So that's $600. Let's say I did 5 deals. Okay. That's $3,000. Okay. Let's say Carly was somebody else that you personally enrolled and Carly did 5 deals. Guess what? That's 10 deals, which makes you a manager now, which means that your commission goes from 20% to 300, which means that 30% of $3,000 is now $900. $900 times 10 transactions that me and Carly did, that's 9 grand for you. Okay. Guys, this is what we call leverage. Okay. This is why people who who understand the power of leverage, they'll never do anything other than that. Remember, uh, you only have 24 hours in a day, guys, and people have the ability to outwork you every day. Okay, like John Paul Getty said, I'd rather have 1% of 100 people's efforts than 100% of my own. Okay, and so keep that in mind. But directors, guys, when you get to become a director, 35% frontline, 15% down in depth. Executive director, 40% frontline, 20% down in depth. But this is where you start getting the company-wide pool, shareholder, basically ownership, right? National director, 45% overrides frontline, 25% down in depth, 5% company-wide pool, right? That's a big deal. Like I said, shareholder, situation, ownership situation. You're starting to get paid on every deal in the company. Okay. So here are a couple of examples again, just throwing some numbers around. I want to make sure you guys can see this and understand this. As a manager, you have 10 deals done in your group. Let's say 4 of those deals were frontline and 6 of those deals were down in infinity. Anywhere in your group, that's $6,300. Now, keep in mind that you don't have to be a mentor to do both sides of the deal, right? You don't have to be a mentor to get the whole entire check. Once you do those 3 deals with the mentor, guys, guess what? You now qualify to do your own deals. So when you bring those deals to the table, you can now do both sides and get that $7,000 yourself. So that's $13,300, guys. That's 150 grand a year, right? Give or take a couple $1,000. That's part-time, full part-time. That's 3 times the amount of money the average person in North America makes per year on their full-time job. Okay, double it up, you become a director. And now $13,800, from your team and your sales force, and you do one deal again, $7,000. That's $20,000 a month. That's $240,000 a year, $250,000 a year part time. Okay, so as we wrap this thing up, guys, we get closer to the end of the conversation. I always like to draw a comparison from the traditional brick and mortar solar companies to the futuristic click and order solar companies, right? And so for me, I'm looking at how much money it takes for a person to open up a traditional business, and a traditional solar company can run you anywhere from 75,000 to $300, $300,000 based on franchise fees, royalties, all kind of other stuff that you have to have in place, including all of these things you see there, right? And then it's going to take you about, I would say, $25,000 a month, $50,000 a month to actually run it. Okay. And so for a person like myself or the individual who actually brought you on tonight, who invited you here as a guest, those individuals, along with myself, we open up our solar brokerage for $200. Okay. And our monthly overhead is $99 a month. Right. And so having the ability to have a company like Freedom Forever do 100% of our transactions, and all we have to do is bring the transactions to the table. And oh, by the way, we actually make more money than most people who own the companies per deal, because they have overhead in all of their transactions. We don't, right? And if you are a solar pro in different companies, guys, you would actually make more money here. 95% of you would make more money if you were here in this company based on our bottom lines. Okay. Our baselines are a lot better than most people's red lines. Okay. And so proof is in the pudding. Ask the person who invited you if you're a solar pro, and they'll send it to you. We have it. It's for public consumption. Okay. And so when you look at the getting started, how do you open up your solar brokerage, right? How do you open up your high ticket sales company? How do you go in business with Build? Guys, as a career person, someone who just wants to sell what we have, or be a mentor and override what we have, guys, and even bring in some people and build a sales force, it's $149 one time and $49 a month just to be in business. Okay? But for those of you who you see the big picture and you say, you know what, I want to do more than just sell. I want to really build something special, create some residual income, create a lifestyle around money coming in every month like clockwork. You want to be a business builder. That's $199, guys, $99 a month, and you get everything you get as a consultant, but you get a little bit more. And this is where, as you can see, refer for and pay no more. The $49 a month goes away if you have a sales force of 4 people, as a consultant. And as a builder, you have a sales force of 4 people or more who are all builders as well. It goes away. I never paid the $99, guys. I've never ever paid the $99. It's been gone since day one. Okay. So as a business builder, there are some things that come with it, right? And there's some perks, there's some benefits, there's some programs that you take you can take full advantage of. Okay? And when you look at the Smart Money membership, a lot of people are coming on board for that alone. As when you actually have access to this information, right? You're talking about $200 down, $99 a month, guys. Some of you guys are paying $10,000, $20,000, $50,000 a year for consultations with people who advise you on money, and they're giving you the same information, if not less than what we have to offer you. We're talking about credit for business and personal. We're talking about tax planning, being your own bank, using insurance to do that, and setting up your corporations, all these things that you don't know, right? Guys, there are so many people out there who've made a lot of money, and ask them where it's at today. They can't tell you. They knew how to make it. They have the hustle, they have the grind, but they don't have the intellect, to sustain it, scale it, diversify it. They don't have the ability to go out there and create a legacy with it and leave it for somebody. Guys, I'm just telling you right now, we will be one of the most significant and one of the most admired companies out there in the world based on what we do with people's lives. Okay. And so that's one part, of what you get as a business builder, owning your own brokerage. The second thing that you get right now is the Build Rewards membership. And this is where it gets good. This is where it gets fun. This is where you can really enjoy this thing, and you can use the perks and benefits daily. When I say daily, daily, because all of you eat lunch, breakfast, dinner at some point. And if you're doing it on the outside of your home, guys, guess what? We have 50,000 restaurants that you can do it in and you can save money in. I'm a foodie, and not a lot of steakhouses like when I say big steakhouses, a lot of Texas Day Brazil, Roof Chris, a lot of steakhouses in there. If you're a shopper, you like activities with kids and family, 150,000 retailers, 850,000 travel providers for people who like to travel. I personally, since I've been with this company back in March, I went to Vegas, stayed at the Venetian, stayed $28 a night for 5 nights. Okay. Went to California back in September, LEX, Hilton, saved, was it $31 a night and for 6 nights, right? A little bit over $400 for both those stays I saved. Then we went to Cancun about 4 weeks ago, 3 or 4 weeks ago, and we had already bought that trip, but we did the price comparisons, guys, of what it would have been. We would have saved $317 on that 3-day weekend. Okay. And so again, these are things that you get when you are a business builder. These things come with it, guys. And guess what? Guess what else comes with it? Residual income. Okay. So when I talk about this company, this is one of the things that made me pull the trigger. I don't know what it's going to be for you. I don't know if it's going to be solar, water, security, Ripple, smart money. I don't know what it's going to be for you, but for me, it was this thing here because when I look at it from the eyes of people, like um, Amazon, Jeff Bezos, guys. Amazon sells everything. Like we have a platform of some high value, high quality, high ticket verticals, right? So we sell things that people want to buy and people need, people can afford, and that people really want to sell and make really good money off of. But the thing that's unique about Amazon versus most other companies that are out there is that he makes a fortune on what they sell, but he also makes a fortune on the memberships. As we're evolving into a subscriber-based business world, right? Everybody is building a community of something and selling something to members all around the world. And that's where they're getting their security, right? And so all the things I just showed you, guys, when you have people who are coming in as a part of your sales force and as a business builder, guess what? That $99 a month, guys, a lot of that pays for the business, your ability to be in business and be supported. Again, the other part of that pays for your membership, the value, right? And the more people you have in your network, the more money you make, right? Just like Jeff Bezos, guys. When you look at Jeff Bezos, they actually have 200 million subscriptions for Amazon Prime, and all they sell you with Amazon Prime is what? customer service, right? You don't get any discounts on anything. Basically, you can get your stuff same day. You can get you can get the ability to return it right away, right? You get the ability to get competitive pricing and even better pricing than what you get at the manufacturer. But it's customer service that providing a value, right? So you have other companies like Netflix, 260 million subscriptions, Spotify, right? 239 million subscriptions, HBO, 100 million subscriptions, right? And so everybody is building a community of subscribers. Why should you? Guess what? You already belong to a couple of communities as a subscriber. Your light company, your gas company, your water company, your cell phone company. A lot of people are providing value for you, and you are a subscriber to those companies. So it's time for you to now start to build up your subscriber base, and let's help you do that. Because, let's say some of you guys are, you don't have to look at the $250,000 a month, right? Don't worry about that. Let's just meet you where you're at. Let's say your household income, or let's say the outlay, the expenses is $4,000 a month. Let's say $3,000 for mortgage, and $500 for two cars each, $4,000 a month. Imagine you waking up, you know, after working 40 hours for the month and not having to use one dime on, those things out of the money that you made on your job, because you had $4,000 a month coming in, right, to your household every month like clockwork, based on you building a community of subscribers with us. Guys, that's what this is all about. It's about big business, and business done right, and business done with the right people. Okay. And so I'm not going to go all the way into this thing, because again, the person who brought you, they can send you videos and introduce you to people who can spend more time with you on this. But again, it's for us, it's about helping people put their families in a position where they don't have to worry about money again, as long as they live, if they so chose to do that. Okay. So what I strongly suggest you do at this point in time, guys, not just get started, but put yourself in a position where you can take full advantage of everything that we have to offer by getting the builders pack. Some of you guys spent $200 this weekend on nothing, and you got some enjoyment off of it, but you probably can't forget, remember what you spent the $200 on. This is going to put you in a position where you get value, financial value back for it, right? And we're going to help you do that. I definitely want to say this. I appreciate you investing some time with me here today. I don't take that for granted. You could have been anywhere but here with me. But get back with the person, tell them thank you, and tell them you're ready to get started and get positioned, and looking forward to working with you guys in Build. So let's go build it. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.